Dobrodošli u Boje zemlje, emisiju koja donosi priče iz istarskih sela. Svaki tjedan donosimo novosti iz svijeta poljoprivrede, iskustva naših proizvođača i inspirativne priče ljudi koji žive za zemlju i od zemlje. Ostanite s nama i pogledajte što smo danas pripremili. Dobrodošli u Keniju, zemlju s više od 50 milijuna stanovnika smještenu na istočnom dijelu afričkog kontinenta, zemlju poznatu po safarijima i prirodnim parkovima, ali i po poljoprivredi od koje ovdje živi većina ljudi. Naš put počinje u Nairobiju. Na ulicama sve je u pokretu. Promet, buka, prodavači, tržnice. Ali nemamo previše vremena za turističke obilaske. Ovdje smo zbog svjetskog kongresa poljoprivrednih novinara, gdje smo zajedno sa 180 delegata iz 40 svjetskih zemalja proveli nezaboravnih 10 dana istražujući inspirativne priče s afričkih polja. Ovogodišnji domaćin svjetskog kongresa bila je kenijska udruga novinara za okoliš, znanost, zdravlje i poljoprivredu, a u Nairobi su stigli etablirani poljoprivredni novinari iz cijelog svijeta kako bi razmijenili iskustva, učili jedni od drugih i upoznali afričku poljoprivredu.
Kenyan agriculture is very robust because Kenyans love doing agriculture, given the fact that over 70% of Kenyans rely on agriculture. Another thing about Kenyan agriculture is that it involves what we call high value crops like maize, like beans, and also crops that are not high value like cassava, like sweet potato, like also I would say that Kenyans do export a lot of flowers and a lot of horticultural crops. I mean, vegetables is becoming big in Kenya, and new crops such as avocado. So a lot of Kenyans are now getting into the space of producing avocado. They are now getting into the space of producing crops that they were not doing before, like watermelon, and also doing a lot of fruits that was not there before. So that characterizes Kenyan agriculture. It is driven largely by small-scale farmers. We have very few farmers who are large-scale. So Kenyan agriculture is not as highly mechanized as you would expect elsewhere. And Kenyan agriculture also depends on rain-fed. Not so much irrigation goes on in this country.
So we're here in Nairobi, which is really exciting because in the 70-year history of our organization, we've never had a Congress in East Africa. So it's really exciting for us to have MISHA, the Kenyan Guild of Agricultural Journalists, Environment, Science, to volunteer to host the 2025 Congress. This is giving us a chance to learn about agriculture here in East Africa, and also really to learn about the research, because Nairobi and its surroundings are such a hub for agricultural research. So the things that are happening here, the lessons that are being learned here apply to Kenya, they apply to East Africa, Africa as a whole, but also they're tied to a lot of innovation and understanding that can operate worldwide. This conference and the World Congress for IFAJ in general are always so important for agricultural journalists because we use this opportunity to learn about agriculture around the world and bring those stories back to our audiences, whether they're readers, listeners, viewers. But also we use these opportunities to learn from each other and to build our network.
Kenija je jedna od najvećih proizvođača rezanog cvijeća, a njezini cvjetovi krase tržnice i bukete diljem Europe. Opskrbljuje više od 40% europskog tržišta cvijeća, pri čemu je većina namijenjena Nizozemskoj. Ruže čine oko 70% ukupnog izvoza rezanog cvijeća.
Welcome to Yesenia Roses. We are a group of company with 120 hectares of rose growers. We grow roses, we grow spray roses, we grow summer flowers. Not only that, we prepare bouquets at source from here, and we supply to various countries from Kenya. We supply to European markets, we supply to Australia, Russia, Middle East. These are our major markets. We are Fair Trade certified farms. We are Fair Trade, Global Gap, MPS certified farms. We have been in this industry from 2001. We have been growing flowers and exporting from 2001. We started as a small 3 greenhouses. Now today, with the 3 farms at 3 different locations, we are 120 hectares of rose growers. In total, all 3 farms put together, we have 3,800 people working, and we produce 80 million stems in a year, all 3 farms put together.
Iako na svjetskoj razini Kenija proizvodi tek mali udio kave, zahvaljujući dobroj klimi i idealnim uvjetima za proizvodnju, svrstava se među najbolje proizvođače. Proizvodnja je započela krajem 19. stoljeća, a danas je većinom uzgajaju manji proizvođači, čije su zrna arabike poznata po visokoj kvaliteti i bogatom okusu.
This farm is 350 acres, yeah? Large, and on coffee alone is 200 acres. I grow 2 varieties, grafted Roiro 11 and SL 28. My production so far is at 70,000 kilograms of coffee, and every year we are growing by an extra 10 to 20,000 kilos. My family has been here since 1974. I am now the 3rd generation working on this farm as the general manager. I was educated with coffee money, okay? And I've been growing up in this farm for all my life. So for me, it's been a bit different because I understood the value of what I'm coming to do here. And it's not to say that I didn't do other things. I was an interior designer before I came here in 2014. However, I understood the passion my parents, my grandparents had just to farm coffee. And funny enough, once I entered working on this farm, it's that bug. It's a bug. It always comes and it bites you somewhere. And you can't feel as if you can be anywhere else. Farming is not a thing you do because you've given up or you've not been able to do things in the big city. If you practice farming properly, you will make money. But there are no shortcuts. As youth, we have to understand, even in business, there are no shortcuts. Everything has to be done year after year after year. That's what I've been taught. That's what I know.
Kenija je 3. najveći proizvođač čaja na svijetu. Za razliku od Kine i Indije, koji većinu sami potroše, u Keniji je obrnuto. Oni izvoze 90% ukupne proizvodnje, što ih čini najvećim izvoznikom čaja. Većinu proizvodnja čine mali proizvođači okupljeni u sustavu Kenya Tea Development Agency.
So for KTDA, we have 700,000 farmers who produce 300 million kilograms of tea. Our average farm sizes is 0.5 of an acre, so that means that we deal with the smallholder tea farmers. So one of the beauties of the KTDA structure is that the farmers own the factories, and they own it through shareholding, and they have paid for the construction of the factories, and the factories own KTDA.
Sustav KTDA jedan je od najuspješnijih modela udruživanja malih proizvođača u Africi. Proizvođači su vlasnici svojih tvornica, sudjeluju u donošenju odluka i dijele dobit.
An average farmer will be paid on a monthly basis. That's around between 20 and 25 shillings per kilogram of tea. And later on, they will earn some bonus based on the performance of the factory. The initial payment that the farmer earns on a monthly basis is to ensure that they are able to handle their business and they are able to pay their workers, and they are also able to manage their families based on the monthly income. Once the factory has sold the tea and removes the cost, then the revenue earned is shared with, is divided among the farmers. What is good is that 75% of the gross price is what goes back to the farmer.
Nakon berbe čaj se važe I odlazi u tvornicu.
Here we check the quality of the reef. We must achieve 2 leaves and a bud, the leaf quality of around 68%. From there, we go to withering. We wither the reef so that you can lose the moisture content from around 85% to around 65 to 66%. That process takes around 7 to 8 hours. For the dogs, we wither this reef to about 52%. So the process will take a bit longer. It can take 10, 11 or 12 hours depending on the weather outside or the humidity of the air. From there, for CTC, we continue to CTC. That is cut, tear and curl. That is where we open the plant cell and expose the elements that are being broken down by enzymes to produce the rica that you want. From there, we ferment for about 1 hour 30 minutes or 2 hours depending on the humidity of the air. From fermentation or oxidation, we continue to dry. We dry that tea for around 50 minutes. Drying, we deliver the teas to the sorting. That is where you sort the fibers or the secondary grades and the primary grades. The sorting, you go to a process called grading. There you grade according to the sizes. You produce 4 primary grades. That is BP1, PF1, PD, and D1. Those are 4 primary grades. Then we have some other secondary grades we call fannings and dust. From there we continue to binning. We bulk. We put in bins so that we can be ready for packing. Then after packing, we pack in small pouches for local consumption and in bigger paper sacks for export. Like I was telling you, lorry, that lorry there is dispatching to Mombasa for auction.
And here we got various types of teas. As you can see, we have the CTC teas, and they are more grainy, small particle sizes. These are the teas we normally export in bulk to the rest of the world. We are known for the quality teas, but recently we have also started diversifying from this kind of teas, we call it CTC teas. We have started doing orthodox teas. Orthodox tea, the difference between CTC and orthodox teas, in this process we do rolling. Once you infuse these teas will open up into a whole leaf. That's the difference between the CTC teas and the orthodox teas. This is an effort. We are aiming in diversification, and these teas fetch better prices. They are more beneficial health-wise, and also they are very appealing to taste or even to drink.
S jednog grma u prosjeku se može ubrati oko 1,5 kg lista, dok je maksimalan godišnji prinos oko 3 kg. Proizvođači čaja imaju stalnu podršku stručnjaka koji obilaze njihova polja. Njihov posao nije samo briga o kvaliteti, već i edukacija proizvođača.
Our key role is to offer extension services to our farmers around this catchment, and also encourage our farmers to do diversification. We usually encourage them to do 4 rounds per month. If this block is plucked like today on Saturday, the farmer is supposed to come back next week on Saturday to pluck the same block so that this farmer will get good leaf and get more kgs for his or her income. We do the farm visits. We come and see what our farmers are doing. We correct them. If there is something new we want our farmers to do, we call them for a meeting. We demonstrate, and that's how we usually help our farmers.
Pravi primjer spoja poljoprivrede i turizma pronašli smo na Fredovom ranču. Bivši radijski voditelj Fredo Bačima Čoka preselio se iz Nairobija u Insinju i izgradio pravo carstvo. Sve što ovdje proizvede plasira u restoranu koji djeluje u sklopu imanja.
We initially started by doing just farming, tomato farming, cabbage and what have you. And then we realized we were not making money. During that period, one of our children was working in a hotel and also struggling. So he said he wanted to open up a resort. And we said we will try and see whether we could support him. So we took another loan and started this thing called Fred's Ranch. This is where we are. Here at Fred's Ranch, we grow our own vegetable for use at the restaurant. We have dairy animals that feed us with milk, which we use at the ranch. We got chicken that is cooked for the visitors at the ranch. And we have chicken that lays eggs for our customers. And whatever else that remains, we sell to our customers after they have eaten. And now they are ready to go. We do not sell food from here outside these four corners of Fred's Ranch. We only sell it to the customers who come in here.
Nakon što smo obišli sve proizvođače prepoznatljivih kenijskih proizvoda, dolazimo do prvog vertikalnog sustava za akvakulturu na svijetu. U predgrađu Nairobija nastao je projekt koji mijenja način razmišljanja o uzgoju ribe.
So we've come up with a very organic, clean, sustainable fish farming or aquaculture system, and we've gone up in the sky. We are saying the sky is the limit. So we have vertically stacked tanks that are going into the sky, and those tanks have fish growing in it. And within a very small space, using less water, we are able to produce more fish that is going to the market. And other byproducts, like we've realized that the fish waste coming from our system is very good organic plant food. The other thing that we're also able to produce here is that what is happening to the fish, like if we get an entire fish, we are giving the fillets to the market. Byproducts like the skin and scales are also transformed to collagen that's going to the medical industry and the cosmetic industry.
Cilj projekta je pokazati da se riba može uzgajati bilo gdje. Samo je nebo granica.
So our mission here is to imagine how fish aquaculture is being practiced in very small space, using less water, and imagine fish growing in desert areas, in urban areas, and even in slums. So we are able to produce fish, clean, organic, traceable, to where it is needed, than traditional farm models whereby the fish is dependent on the lakes, the cages, and the ponds that are not really climate resilient and they are destroying our communities.
Našu afričku avanturu završili smo u nacionalnom rezervatu Masai Mara. Nakon susreta s velikom petorkom posjećujemo selo plemena Masai, naroda koji danas živi u skladu s prirodom i tradicijom. Masai žive u suživotu s divljim životinjama, ali i turistima koji posjećuju njihova sela. Za početnih $20 koliko će vam naplatiti ulaz u svoj dom, praćem plesom, paljenjem vatre, ali i zanimljivom pričom o svom skromnom životu. Pobjeći će vam iz džepa još koji $1 za suvenire koje ćete skupo platiti ako niste vješti u cjenkanju. Ali definitivno to će biti iskustvo kojim ćete zaokružiti svoju afričku priču.
So, my name is Letipat. I'm the son of the chief of Masai village. I'm 26 years old. I'm going to be your guide. In Masai village, we are 200 people. But in the village we have some activities that we go to show you. There is a welcoming dance for you for Maasai warriors and the ladies. If you like to join us in the dance and enjoy yourself, you are free. The one we go around is the celebration after the killing of the land and protection. The jumping is the competition between boys. The more you jump high, the less the dowry you pay when you get married. You know, Maasai are polygamous. We marry more than one wife.
And how many wives you think wish to have?
3.
And what you should do? You probably need to be wealthy to have such...
I have to manage my family and take care of them, and I will be the best parent of my children. We eat the blood from the cow, meat from the cow, sheep and goats. Also we drink milk. Okay. But nowadays we have a small market on every Tuesday. We go to buy the vegetables, rice, sugar, potatoes. But we cannot cultivate here because of wildlife.
I za kraj iz Afrike se vraćamo s odličnim vijestima za Hrvatsku. Hrvatska delegacija po završetku kongresa preuzela je zastavu i domaćinstvo za idući Međunarodni kongres poljoprivrednih novinara.
Donosimo sjajne vijesti iz Nairobija, iz Kenije, gdje se ove godine odvija kongres agrarnih novinara. I upravo s njega donosimo informaciju da smo preuzeli zastavu mi Hrvati kao sljedeći domaćin koji ćemo na godinu u rujnu ugostiti više od 200 novinara koji izvještavaju o poljoprivredi diljem Lijepe naše. Kongres će biti prije svega kroz 5 dana organiziran u Slavoniji i Baranji sa sjedištem u Osijeku, nakon čega ćemo posjetiti Istarsku županiju, vidjeti kako tamošnji poljoprivrednici proizvode hranu, potom ćemo obići Zadarsku županiju, a očekujemo imati i jednu prije ili post turu u Varaždinskoj županiji. Tako da će naši gosti dobiti dojam mogućnosti proizvodnje hrane Lijepe naše kroz različite aspekte proizvodnje. Fokus ćemo naravno staviti na izvozne adute, dakle ono što ima potencijal kreiranja većih prihoda, ne bi li taj događaj donio i ekonomsku vrijednost. On je isto tako iznimno važan za našu kulturnu baštinu koja će putem ovih vrijednih ljudi koji izvještavaju za brojne redakcije iz 70 zemalja svijeta odnijeti naše ruralne krajeve diljem globusa.
Iz srca Afrike vraćamo se s inspiracijom, novim prijateljstvima i važnim zadatkom da u Hrvatskoj nastavimo ovu priču o poljoprivredi koja spaja svijet. Stigli smo do kraja još jedne emisije Boje zemlje. Pratiti nas možete i na našim društvenim mrežama i službenoj stranici www.bojezemlje.hr. Svi video prilozi i sve emisije dostupne su na našem YouTube kanalu. Vidimo se za tjedan dana u istom terminu. Lijep pozdrav!